Right, if you're thinking about buying a new build property in England anytime in the next few years, then you need to know this. Because the rules around new build homes are changing, and not in a small way. We're talking how homes are built, how energy efficient they are, and what developers can and can't do, and ultimately what it costs you to live there. And this isn't just talk anymore. The government has now confirmed some major updates to these plans. So in this video, I'm going to break it all down in plain English, what's changing, when it's happening, and what it actually means if you're buying, moving, or remortgaging. Let's get into it. First things first, why are they changing anything at all? And the short answer is climate targets, energy costs, and the fact that older housing standards just aren't good enough anymore. The UK is committed to net zero by 2050, and housing is a massive part of that problem. Homes account for around 20% of UK carbon emissions. So the government basically said, if we're going to fix this, new homes need to be dramatically more efficient. And that's where the biggest changes come in. The main thing you need to know is something called the Future Homes Standard. This is the new rule book for how new homes in England will be built going forwards. Now, originally this was expected to be in by 2025, but it's now effectively been pushed back with full rollout expected by 2028. And here's the headline. All new homes will need to be built with solar panels and clean heating as standard. Let's just break that down for a second, shall we? First, solar panels. Under the new rules, most new homes will need on-site renewable energy generation. In plain English, that means solar panels. And they'll become the norm, not the upgrade. And secondly, heating. Gas boilers are effectively being phased out for all new builds. Instead, homes will use low-carbon heating systems like air source heat pumps or heat networks. So no more traditional gas setups in the majority of new homes. And here's where it gets interesting. The government says that these changes could save households up to £830 a year on energy bills, compared to a typical home with an EPC rating of C. So yes, homes might cost a bit more to build, but they should be significantly cheaper to run. And from an environmental point of view, these homes are expected to produce around 75% less carbon emissions as compared to properties built under the 2013 standards. So again, this isn't a small tweak. It's a complete shift in how homes are designed and built. Now, before we get fully to that stage, there's already been a stepping stone. Back in 2021, building regulations were updated with something called Part L. That already required new homes to reduce carbon emissions by around 30%. So right now, we've actually got a bit of a mixed market. You've got older new builds, newer ones that are being built under the 2021 rules, and then the upcoming Future Home Standard properties, which will be even more efficient again. And that can affect everything from running costs to resale value to mortgage options. Another change that's already in place is electric vehicle charging. Most new homes now have to come with an EV charging point as standard. So even if you don't drive an electric car today, there's a very good chance that you will at some point, and your home is already set up for it. Now here's one people don't talk about as much. Biodiversity net gains. Developers now have to leave the natural environment in a better state than it was before they built on the land. And that has to be at least a 10% improvement. So more green spaces, more trees and better surroundings. Great for buyers, but it can increase costs and slow developments down slightly. Another big shift is around safety and build quality. After the Grenfell Tower disaster, we had tighter regulations, especially for flats and high-rise buildings. More oversight, more accountability and better standards, which is great for buyers. But again, it can add to build costs and timelines. Now, there's also some technical changes happening behind the scenes. One of the big ones is something called the Home Energy Model, or HEM. This is going to replace the current system called SAP, which is how we measure homes' energy efficiency. You don't need to memorise that. But what it means is energy ratings are likely to become more accurate and potentially stricter. And alongside all of this, the government has also launched a call for evidence on the next steps for the £5 billion Warm Homes Fund. So there's more support and policy changes likely coming down the line as well. So let's talk about the big question. What does all this mean for house prices? Well, realistically, new builds are likely to get more expensive. There's more tech, more regulation and more requirements. But, and this is key, running costs should be lower. So instead of just looking at the purchase price, you need to look at the total cost of owning the property. Lower bills, better efficiency, and a more future-proof home. If you're thinking about buying a new build over the next couple of years, here's what I'd be asking. Is this built under the 2021 rules or the newer future home standard? Does it include solar panels? What heating system does it use? What are the actual running costs? And are there any ongoing costs like service charges? Because not all new builds are equal anymore, and those differences are going to get bigger. So here's the bottom line. New homes in England are changing fast. They're becoming more energy efficient, more electric, and more environmentally focused, with solar panels and clean heating set to become the standard by 2028. This is a completely different type of housing market emerging. And if you understand what's coming, you can make much better decisions when it comes to buying. If you're looking at a new build and you're not sure what you're actually getting, or you just want a second opinion, then drop me a message or hit the links in my bio. And if this video's helped, then please give it a like, give me a follow, and drop me a comment below. And I'll keep breaking this stuff down in plain English for you. I'm Patrick Weightman, your local East Midlands mortgage and protection advisor, serving clients up and down the UK. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.